Hello everyone, I hope you all are well and today we will try to revise few words. If you know, I maintain a notebook that carry a lot of word and today I have to revise this word. Basically, I have to look in this notebook each and every day but I don't get that much time to figure it out. So whenever I get that much time, I just find it to look those words, okay, and try to revise those words. Provision means pravdhan. You also have to revise with me, and if you want to write those words, you can write it. Apart from that, if you are listening, then also gonna work. So you can write it or you can listen it. Both will help you. And if you are learning at least 5 words a day, that's gonna be self-sufficient. प्रोविजन प्रावधान नियम विधान adduced प्रस्तुत करना persuasion to convince someone corroborating evidence is evidence that strengthens or confirm that strengthens or confirm already existing evidence cumulative together साथ combine indispensable important unavoidable etc otherwise acting or done beyond one's legal power or authority. In Hindi we call it अधिकार से परे suo moto relating to an action taken by a court of its own accord without any request by the parties involved. What is the meaning of locus standi? The right or capacity to bring an action or to appear in a court. What is the meaning of what is the meaning of the word locus standi? The right to appear, the right to appear in a court, the right or capacity to appear in a court, to bring an action or to appear in a court. What was the meaning of locus standi? The right or capacity to the right or capacity to bring an action, the right or capacity to bring an action or appear in a court. That was the meaning of locus standi. What was the meaning of suo moto? Relating to an action taken by a court of its own accord without any request by the parties involved. Otherwise, acting or done beyond one legal power or authority. Devote निगलना, एलिमेंट्स बीमारियां, अबेंडन त्यागा हुआ, प्रॉप जांच, पियोनियर, प्रथम अन्वेषक. What is the meaning of Pratham Anveshak? A person who is among the first to explore or settle a new country or area. That is Pratham Anveshak. In English, we call it, in English, we have a word, particular word for that, a specific word for that, and that is pioneer. Pioneer means Pratham Anveshak. And what is the meaning of Pratham Anveshak? A person who find a thing, who explore a thing, a person who is among the first, okay, the first person who explore or settle a new country or area. So it can be a country or it can be a area. For example, seva pioneered by, that is SEWA, pioneered by Elaben was innovative experiment. Res integra means untouched, not decided. Catena means chain or series. In Hindi, Shrinkla. Adjective law is a procedural law. Prolonged लंबा, detriment हानि, vexation उत्पीड़न, suitor आवेदक, render प्रस्तुत करना, peculiar अजीबोगरीब, confined सीमाबद्ध, consist बनावट, comprises शामिल, embodies प्रतीक uncertain पता लगाना, certain कुछ. And if you will hear it up very carefully, you will definitely gonna know that I have written a single word. I have repeated the word twice also in the further pages. I don't know, it was a mistake or I was not aware about that whether I have written that word already in my previous pages. So here it is ascertain, that is pata lagana, and peculiar ajib. You will find these words also in the upcoming pages. Certain kuch, substantive law. What is the meaning of substantive law? Substantive law are the statutory laws which define and determine both the rights and obligation of the citizen to be protected by law and the crimes or wrongs and also their remedies. What is substantive laws? Substantive laws are the statutory laws which define and determine both the rights and obligations of the citizens to be protected by law and the crimes or wrongs and also their remedies. Statutory law, Vedhanik, in Hindi we call it Vedhanik, and if we will exaggerate that word, it means व्यवस्था से स्थापित. तो कुछ भी व्यवस्था से स्थापित है वो वैधानिक कहलाता है, and in English we call it statutory. स्टैच्यूटरी वैधानिक, ऑब्लिगेशन कर्तव्य, परयूज सोचना, शिफ्ट शिफ्ट एस आई एफ टी शिफ्ट छानबीन करना, प्रोपोजिशन कथन या साध्य, प्रोपोजिशन इज कथन या साध्य, परसुएशन प्रोत्साहन, अफर्मेटिव स्वीकारात्मक, कंप्रेहेंड समझना बूझना मिलना मिला लेना, कंप्रेहेंड इज समझना बूझना मिला लेना, टेन टू क्रिएट बनाने की प्रवृत्ति, इंटरप्रिटेशन व्याख्या, एग्जॉस्टिव संपूर्ण, असर्टेनिंग पता लगाना, as we have already read this word ascertain, that was pata lagana, so I have repeat this word one more time, ascertaining pata lagana, controverted vivadit, laxity or laxity whatever you say, however you pronounce, laxity or laxity, ढील, cardinal प्रमुख या प्रावधान, cardinal प्रमुख या प्रधान, cardinal प्रमुख या प्रधान, confined सीमाबद्ध, short, शॉर्ट मीन्स प्रकार या एक प्रकार या एक तरह से, शॉर्ट, SORT, शॉर्ट, 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 ओके, शॉर्ट, इंटरप्रिटेशन अर्थ या व्याख्या, कंट्रेरी विपरीत या विरोध, एटिमोलॉजी, एटिमोलॉजी basically is the study of the history of the form of a word, is the study of the history of a form of a word, and by extension the origin and evolution, and by extension the origin and evolution, administered प्रबंधित, letter बाद वाला, premises घर या परिसर, tangible वास्तविक, perceived महसूस करना, rebuttable में भी challenge, rebuttable means खंडन योग्य, inference अनुमान, proposition प्रस्ताव, rebuttable खंडन योग्य, discretion बुद्धिमानी, for instance उदाहरण के लिए, manslaughter मानव हत्या, manslaughter can be said हत्या as in हत्या not amounting to murder, for instance run over by the car, in that the car, with the help of the car, the person who was driving, the driver killed the another person, and in place of that killing word we can use manslaughter, मानव हत्या. Why manslaughtering instead of killing? Because in killing a person can have a motive, but in manslaughtering the person do not have any motive. It can be because of, it can be arisen because of negligence as well. So that was the use of the word manslaughter. Elucidate, स्पष्ट करना, subsequent coming after or later, subsequent coming after or later, subsequent coming after or later, उत्तरवर्ती, in Hindi we call it उत्तरवर्ती, okay, subsequent coming, whichever thing, whatever thing is coming after or later, that is, for that we will use the subsequent. We can say subsequent judgment means इस judgment के बाद वाला judgment या पहले वाला judgment. टेस्टिमनी गवाही या बयान, टेस्टिमनी इज बेसिकली गवाही या बयान, एक्सटर्मिनेशन तबाही, एक्सटर्मिनेशन EXTERMINATION, EXTER एक्सटर्मिनेशन मीन्स तबाही. सब्सिक्वेंट बाद का, असर्टेन पता लगाना. I know I have repeated these few words once again, and you will see, I don't know, you can see these words in upcoming pages also. Ascertain pata lagana, because in my mind what I think that I saw that word, and if it quickly not hitting in my mind the meaning of that word, I have to write those words again and again. प्लॉसिबल प्रशंसनीय, स्वीकार्य, प्लॉसिबल प्रशंसनीय या स्वीकार्य। इवेड बचना, सेल्फ इन्फ्लिक्शन आत्माघात, सेल्फ इन्फ्लिक्शन सेल्फ इन्फ्लिक्शन आत्माघात। 10 प्रेरित होना, झुकना, राह लेना। 10 प्रवृत्त होना, झुकना या राह लेना। ओनस भार, कॉन्क्लूसिव निर्णयात्मक। पेक्यूलियर विशेष, अजीबोगरीब। In previous page we have read the meaning of peculiar, अजीबोगरीब, but in this we will see विशेष या अजीब या अनोखा, that is the meaning of the word peculiar here. मड स्लिंजिंग, कीचड़ उछालना, मड स्लिंजिंग, कीचड़ उछालना। एजिजिएटेड, एजिजिएटेड, ASPHYXIATED, एजिजिएटेड दम घुटना। स्नूपिंग ताक झांक। एनहांस बढ़ाना। एल्यूमिनेट रोशन। अबेंडन छोड़ देना। लेंटिल्स राइस चावल दाल। एंग्स रिटन गुस्से से ग्रस्त। इनकॉन्सोलेबल गमगीन, गमगीन। डिकैपिटेटेड सर धड़ से अलग करना, डिकैपिटेटेड। विच क्राफ्ट, WITCHCRAFT, विच क्राफ्ट जादू टोना। हेज्ड रची, हेज्ड मीन्स रचना, हेज्ड रची। गैग्ड गला घोटा। ग्रूसम भीषण, ग्रूसम GRUSOME, ग्रूसम भीषण। विच हंट, WITCH स्पेस HUNT, विच हंट। संदिग्ध व्यक्तियों की खोज। हाल्ट्स, HALTS, हाल्ट्स रोक लगाना। निटिग्रिटी, डिटेल ऑफ ए मैटर। प्रोलिफेरेशन संख्या में तेजी से बढ़ोतरी, और इन अदर वर्ड वी कैन से प्रसार। ओके, प्रोलिफेरेशन, PROLIFERATION, प्रोलिफेरेशन, दैट मीन्स संख्या में तेजी से बढ़ोतरी, और वी कैन से प्रसार। myriad, I don't know how to pronounce this word, myriad or myriad or myriad, but the letter that contain is MYRIAD. myriad, a very large number of something, असंख्य बेशुमार। so myriad means असंख्य or बेशुमार, a very large number of something, that will be called myriad. Catastrophic कष्टकारी। Reiterate, to repeat an opinion or a statement. Reiterate, don't reiterate those things, don't try to reiterate, means don't repeat those things that you have already told me. So reiterate means to repeat an opinion and statement. Agitated or agitated, worried, परेशान। प्रेडिलेक्शन किसी चीज के प्रति गहरा झुकाव। Innate, quality, ability. Innate means quality or ability. When you are born, okay, for instance, he has innate ability to learn, means don't we say that word God gifted? For that we can use that word innate, means the child carry their talent since he or she born. Utilitarian, so innate means quality or ability when you are born. यूटिलिटेरियन, व्यवहारिक एवं उपयोगी ना कि आकर्षक। यूटिलिटेरियन व्यवहारिक एवं उपयोगी ना कि आकर्षक। ट्राई टू बी एन यूटिलिटेरियन, कि व्यवहारिक या उपयोगी बनो, आकर्षक दिखने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। तो ट्राई टू बी an utilitarian. I'm not teaching you anything, by the way, I'm just revising, and if you want to revise with me, you can. You always had the option to quitting, so if you want to leave, you can leave. It's totally up to you. If you want to write, you can write. Echelon, a level or rank in an organization, or in a profession, or a formation of troops. Toli. Echelon. How to? What are the letter in this word? Echelon. 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 A level or rank in an organization, or in a profession, or a formation of troops. Toli. Antagonist. Antagonist, a person who is strongly against somebody or something. Virodhi. In Hindi, we call it Virodhi. So, a person who is strong against somebody or something, that will be antagonist, Virodhi. Acquisition, the act of obtaining or buying something. Acquisition, acquisition. There is very much difference between the word acquisition and acquisition. So how we will spell this word? Acquision. Acquision. Acquisition means to act of obtaining or buying something. Adhigrahan, in Hindi we call it Adhigrahan. For example, the sculpture is the museum's latest acquisition. So the act of obtaining or buying something, the sculpture is the museum. This sculpture is the museum's latest acquisition. Cauldron, a large deep metal pot that is used for cooking things over a fire. In Hindi we call it handi or handa, whatever you say. बड़ी कढ़ाई जो होती है उसको कहते हैं cauldron. Methodology, a way of doing something based on particular principles and methods. In Hindi, we call it Karya Pranali. So, methodology is Karya Pranali. The way you do something, that is methodology, कि किस प्रकार से आप करते हो उसको, और जिस प्रकार से करते हो उसी प्रक्रिया को कार्य प्रणाली कहते हैं, और in English we call it methodology. So, methodology is a way of doing something based on particular principles and method. The word methodology comes from the word method. Proliferation. Proliferation means prasar ya फैलाव. Proliferation. We have read this word before. या संख्या में तेजी से बढ़ोतरी और प्रसार. Proliferation. Proliferation means प्रसार या फैलाव. Hinder, अड़चन बाधा. To make it more difficult. Hinder means अड़चन या बाधा. For example, a lot of scientists work in hindered by lack of money. A lot of scientists work in hindered. Hindered means archanya badha. Peer review, eval- evaluation of scientific, academic, or professional work by others working in the same field. Peer review means evaluation of scientific. So, evaluation of scientist, academic, or professional work by other working in the same field. That will be peer review. Condemn, निंदा करना. Condemn, निंदा करना. Vandalism, बर्बरता. Vandalism, बर्बरता. Percussion, टक्कर. Percussion. It's percussion or percussion. It is spelled like Percussion. Percussion, takkar. Disrupt, badhit. Commutation. Commutation is reducing punishment. So condemn, निंदा करना. Vandalism, barbarta. Percussion या persuasion, not persuasion of course. Percussion, takkar. Disrupt, badhit. Commutation, reducing punishment. Treatise, treatise, निबंध. Inflicted, प्रवृत्ति. Inflicted, प्रवित. दंड देना या थोपना. Inflicted, प्रवित. दंड देना या थोपना. Sake, not shake. Sake, sake, कारण. Vengeance, प्रतिशोध. Out, चाहिए. जब हम किसी को आदर देते हुए कहें या फिर सलाह दें, ठीक है, ऑर्डर ना थोपें. Out. We out to go टू द पार्क, हमें पार्क जाना चाहिए। हम अपनी अपना ओपिनियन किसी पे थोप नहीं रहे, बट एक अच्छे वे में कह रहे हैं कि हमें ये करना चाहिए। दैट फॉर दैट वी विल यूज आउट। इमिटेट, नकल करना। क्यूरेटिव, क्यूरेटिव नो, रोग निवारक, क्यूरेटिव रोग निवारक। चेस्टाइज्ड, चेस्टाइज सजा। पॉस्टुलेट मांग। वाइस वाइस, एक दृश्य से देखें या एक दृश्य देखें। वाइस वाइस, एक दृश्य देखें। I have to repeat these words once again. Treatise निबंध, inflicted प्रवृत्त, दंड देना है थोपना, inflicted दंड देना है थोपना। Treatise निबंध। Shake, not shake, sake, sake कारण। Vengeance प्रतिशोध, vengeance प्रतिशोध, vengeance प्रतिशोध, प्रतिशोध। Out चाहिए। इमिटेट नकल करना। क्यूरेटिव रोग निवारक। चेस्टिसाइज्ड, चेस्टाइज्ड, सॉरी चेस्टाइज्ड सजा। पॉस्टुलेट मांग, वाइज वाइज, एक दृश्य देखें। स्केप स्केप्टिज्म, 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 वेट, स्केप्टिज्म, स्केप्टिज्म, स्केप्टिज्म। हाउ वी विल स्पेल? एस, SCEPTICISM, SCEPTICISM। स्केप्टिसिज्म, स्केप्टिसिज्म संदेहवाद। लेटर, LATTER, लेटर मीन्स बाद वाला या बाद का। नॉट द लेटर लिखने वाला, निबंध नहीं, लेटर बाद वाला। LATTER। हीनियस जघन्य या घोर, हीनियस जघन्य या घोर। क्रीड पंथ। असेलिंग हमला करना। Have you heard the term assassin? Assassin means हत्यारा, and this word is similar from that word. Assailing means हमला करना, हत्यारा हमला कर रहा है, assassin is assailing. So that's how we can relate, we can attach, join these words. Grotesque, grotesque, it's a, how we will spell it? GROTESQUE, GROTESQUE, gross, grotesque, grotesque, विचित्र, विचित्र। grotesque, 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 विचित्र, grotesque, विचित्र। diabolical, diabolical, पैशाचिक, diabolical, पैशाचिक। perpetrator, perpetrator अपराधी, perpetrator अपराधी, perpetrator अपराधी, perpetrator अपराधी। personal कार्मिक, personal कार्मिक, personal कार्मिक। en masse सामूहिक, en masse सामूहिक। इंटर आलिया अन्य बातों के साथ। साउट ढूंढा गया। एंडिव्योर, एंडिव्योर, ENDEAVOUR, एंडिव्योर प्रयास। डिस्क्रेशन विवेक। पेक्यूलियर, we have already read the meaning of discretion, that is सोचने समझने की क्षमता। and we have one more meaning of the word discretion, that is vivek। peculiar विचित्र। brevity संक्षिप्तता, संक्षिप्तता। wide, VIDE, WID नहीं, that is चौड़ा, and VID means देखें, देखें to see, okay, that is for, we will use for wide, VIDE, wide। emigrate बसना, sorry, we will pronounce it like, immigrate, emigrate, emigrate means बसना, and means to exit your country and to settle somewhere else in another country। And on the other hand, we have the word immigrate, that also means basna, but in a new country, okay। Emigrate and immigrate, emigrate and immigrate, both are two different words। Emigrate means to leaving a country, to leaving a country, for what purpose we don't know, to leaving a country, for that we will use the word emigrate। And on the other hand, immigrate means to settle up in a new state, in a new place, and for that we will use immigrate। And we have revised 136 word up till yet, and we have already given the 25 minutes of today to the word meanings, and I think that is self sufficient. Now we can revise these words, the next words tomorrow. Okay, till then have a good time.